Hi, everybody. Just wanted to check in and share a health update. It's been about a month since my last one. My hair is growing in. I got my first haircut since it all fell out. So that was exciting. I actually went on a trip, my first big trip since I came back from my treatment in Mexico last year. So that was kind of exciting. I haven't really been traveling that much this past year with all the treatments and stuff. So I went to Seoul with my sister and it was super fun. We met up with a couple of her friends. I did a color analysis where they told me like what clothing colors and makeup colors look best with my skin, and that was super fun. We did a K-pop dance class, which was actually really hard, but really fun. And they gave us a music video, a dance video afterwards. So maybe I'll share that. Um, and we ate tons of food, did lots of skincare shopping. It was a good time. I got a facial and a massage, and it was just a really nice trip. A really nice treat after this past year. Um, so that was fun. Things have been going well. I actually just got my third surgery yesterday, which is why I'm wearing this bandage. And it's really hot today. So they removed my port, my chemo port, which was very exciting. And they did the last reconstruction. So my first surgery was a mastectomy, a right breast mastectomy. The second surgery, they put in an expander to stretch the skin so that it would be ready for the implant. And the third surgery, which was yesterday, was they exchanged the expander for the implant and then put a small implant on the left side so that they would match. And I'm feeling pretty good. I wasn't sure if I was going to be in a lot of pain, but I've just taken a little bit of Tylenol, and this actually feels like the easiest surgery out of all of them. Like I can already like move my arms around. I'm just not supposed to lift my arms above my head for a few weeks, but or lift heavy things, but I'm healing really well. I already went on a walk today, and I'm going to go on another walk. And yeah, it was great. I kind of like going to the OR, as weird as that sounds. But like, I feel like every time I've been to the OR, all the whole team, all the nurses and doctors and everybody that helps to, set things up, and the assistants, like they're so on top of it, and everybody's been so nice and communicative. And when I wake up, I'm all like loopy on the drugs, and it's kind of fun because I'm a little bit high. And I think I'm really funny when I'm in that state, and everything is funny to me. Oh, I did ask them not to give me opioids, so I think they just gave me propofol and I think ketamine when I was under anesthesia. So I think not having the opioids helps me to like recover more quickly. And it was something that my naturopathic doctor recommended that I do. And so I requested that for all 3 surgeries. And I've been feeling like I've had a pretty easy time like coming out of the surgeries. And in the following days, like I don't have brain fog. I don't feel like super loopy for a really long time. It really just lasted a few hours. And yeah, I feel like I'm recovering quickly and well. So I also listen to a lot of like meditations and like meditations specifically to prepare for surgery. So I was doing, some visualizations and seeing the surgery go as planned, seeing my doctors and all the nurses working together like a good team, having good energy in the room. I see myself like healing and recovering really quickly and easily, and things going smoothly, and my tissues repairing. And I think that helps a lot with just the anxiety that can build up. I definitely, if I'm not conscious of meditating, the stress and anxiety definitely builds up. So that's been really helpful. I actually made a playlist for to listen to, like, leading up to my surgeries. And actually, for the first two surgeries, I asked my surgeons if I could wear my earbuds and listen to my hypnosis and meditations while they were doing the surgery, and they were both, totally cool about it. But I didn't do it on the third one, this one yesterday, because last time my doctor said that my earbuds fell out, and it was like, people were like looking for them, and I was like, okay, I don't want them to be a distraction. So I didn't do it on this last one. I just listened to it beforehand, and that went really well. So that was good. I feel great to have this, at least the surgical part of everything finished. And I started tamoxifen, which is a hormone therapy to reduce the risk of recurrence with my estrogen, because I had estrogen positive cancer. And so the hormone therapy, the tamoxifen, helps to block estrogen receptors on cancer cells so that it doesn't come back, or it's less likely to come back. So I started that about a month or month and a half ago. I don't know if I mentioned that before. And I'm really happy that I have very little side effects. I just have some joint achiness. Like, I feel like kind of stiff, but aside from that, I don't think it's really affecting my energy levels too much or my mood. So that's been really nice. I'm still in menopause, the chemo-induced menopause. So I'm not getting periods, and I still have hot flashes here and there, but I feel like the hot flashes are getting lighter. So they're not as bothersome. They're not waking me up quite as much. And when they do happen, they're not as intense. And I've been learning just to kind of really do some deep breathing, because that actually helps to like regulate body temperature, and that helps me to not feel so hot. So if you're in menopause, whether it's chemo-induced or just natural, really deep breathing really, really helps, much more than I actually even thought it would. So I did have a concerning blood test result come back about 2 weeks ago, and I actually almost postponed my surgery because of it. What it is I get ctDNA blood tests about every month or two. And what the ctDNA means is circulating tumor DNA. And this is basically a measurement of like cancer cells shedding DNA into the bloodstream. So if you have a positive result, it's an indication of they're still trying to really clarify what the tests mean, because it's kind of a new test. I'm in a clinical trial right now, and I'm also getting the test done through my naturopathic doctor. So because it's such a new test, they don't really know yet how to use it, what the results mean, and how it's going to guide treatment, which is why they're doing clinical trials right now, so they can figure all this out. But what I have noticed is when I started chemo, the ctDNA went down, and then it went all the way to 0 when I was maybe 3 or 4 months into the chemo. And then in the last month of chemo, when it stopped working and I felt the tumor grow, my ctDNA levels also increased by a lot. And then when I had the mastectomy and they removed the cancer, they removed the tumor, the ctDNA went down to 0, which was great. Then about 2 weeks ago, I got my most recent result, and it was a very low positive. It was 0.38. And that was really, really hard news to get because, I mean, again, it's a new test. We don't know exactly what it means. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to keep going up. But just the fact that it was positive really freaked me out, to be honest. I was really scared. I told my doctors, I talked to my radiation oncologist. I was like, should I get radiation? Do I need more treatment? Should I get more tests? Like, should I hold off on my surgery? Because what if it's growing back and then I have to get radiation? And it's like, if you need radiation, a lot of doctors prefer to do it over the breast expander versus the breast implant. And I was about to have my implant surgery, so I almost canceled it. And but after talking to my doctors and my radiation oncologist and my oncologist, they were all saying basically it's okay to move forward with the surgery. We don't yet know what this blood test means. I have another blood test at the end of this month, so we can see like if it's going up, down, or staying the same. And if it is going up, then I'll get a scan, like a CT scan or a PET scan. But if it's going down, then that's great. If it goes up, I also might change the medication that I'm on. So instead of tamoxifen, I might go on an aromatase inhibitor and or CDK4/6 inhibitors, which is just a more intense form of treatment. I was like, okay, I was really freaking out, and I was like, well, do I need more treatment and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, okay, I need to calm down and just do what I can do, what's in my control, under my control. And until we can get, more testing done and figure out what's going on. So I really started changing my diet even more strictly. I had already cut alcohol quite a lot and sugar, but I still have them occasionally. But now I'm really, and carbs. But now I'm really, really cutting the carbs. I'm eating a ton of vegetables and like good protein and very, very little carbs, very little sugar, and very little alcohol. So I'm just really trying to do what's in my control to keep myself healthy, to keep my like inner terrain healthy, get the nutrients that I need, get some health, just the good food and nutrients and vitamins and everything in my body so that my immune system is working as best as it can. My stress levels are low because I'm doing like more meditation, and just eating better and hydrating a lot. And hopefully that has a positive effect too. So that's what's been going on. That's been really tough news. And so I have another test on Sunday. So we'll see what that test looks like. Hopefully the numbers go down or at least don't go up. So wish me luck. And in the meantime, just doing good. I started going back to dance. I'm actually going to compete this summer in Hawaii, so I'm excited about that. I'm just doing the slow dances so that I'm not like taking on too much or getting overwhelmed. And with my surgery and stuff, I'll be able to dance, but I want to like ease into it this next week. So I'll just kind of do more of the lower body movements and not so much arm extension until another couple weeks. But it feels good to be back and moving again and with my dance friends. And yeah, I guess that's about it for now. Super grateful for all the support. And my boyfriend's been such a rock for me throughout this whole time, and my sister and my dad, and just all my friends. I feel really lucky. So I'm just counting my blessings and yeah, just taking it one day at a time. So that's it for now. Wishing you all a beautiful day. Thanks for your support.